Philippines is home to some of the most delicious and unique dishes we have ever had, and we've seen so many different cooking techniques that they use to prepare their dishes. Some of our favorites are chicken inasal, papaitan, adobo, pinakbet, champurrado, and lechon. But today, we're going to highlight and recreate our absolute favorite, crispy pata. Welcome to our channel. I'm Chris.
I'm Cary.
I'm Filipino and he's American. We're both ex-chefs, but now we travel the world full-time. And today we are in the Philippines.
And I'm going to attempt to cook for her whole family a very traditional Filipino dish of crispy pata.
Woohoo! You better do it right.
Yeah, I've never made it before, so I really hope it comes out good. So it's just a lot of research and eating a lot of it. And I'm gonna see if they like it.
It's a culmination of different recipes and stuff that he's learned from his time here and from all the crispy pata we've eaten. So let's wish him luck, and I will leave the floor to you.
I hope they like it.
They'll like it. Okay. So what have you got for us today?
Crispy pata. So we got pork, marinate it, boil it, deep fry, crispy skin. So we're gonna start with the marinade. Pretty simple. Soy sauce, patis, fish sauce, baking soda, bay leaves, peppercorns, labuyo, Filipino chili, garlic, onions. It's gonna be a process called velveting, where we're gonna add the baking soda, and it's gonna help the meat retain moisture while we're cooking it and deep fry it, so it should be nice and tender.
Wow.
Wow. It's going to prevent the meat from tightening up during cooking. So it's a pork leg. It's a very tough cut of meat. I want to try to get that as tender as humanly possible. The patis and the soy sauce is going to add saltiness to the meat. The chili for a little bit of spice. The garlic and onions and bay leaf and peppercorn is just going to give it a nice flavor. And that's it. Let's start with the marinade. So we're going to do a couple cups of soy sauce. We're cooking for 8 people. So it's going to be a little much. Let's do 2 cups of soy sauce. Then we're going to do 1 cup patis. Then we're going to add our baking soda. It's about 3 teaspoons. We're going to mix that up before we put everything else in. And then from there, bay leaves, labuyo, garlic, onions, peppercorns, and that's our marinade. Okay, so we have our pork pieces. Usually they're just big chunks of pork leg, but we have small ones. So I have little itty bitty knuckles and joints. These ones I'm going to cook just because the skin gets super crispy and it's delicious. And then there's some more meaty pieces in here that we'll actually eat. So we have our marinade, we have our pork. I have a big pot here just because I'm going to need space to move them around a bit. See, big knuckles. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put about half in the pot, and then we're going to do a little bit of marinade. I'm going to do the rest, a little more marinade, and then I'll toss them together, and then we're going to let it sit for a couple hours, and then we're going to start the boil. The other half. Make sure we get all that goodness in the bottom. Okay. And then just want to mix them up a little bit so we get all that garlic and the peppercorns all over them, so they're not just sitting on top. Oh yeah. push them down to make sure they're actually submerged. There we go. Now we're going to let them marinate for about 2 hours, and then we're going to start our boil.
OMG. This looks really good.
I hope it smells really good. I hope it comes out good. I've never made this before. I've just eaten a lot, and I've done a lot of research and a lot of different techniques, and Christina's uncle, I think, made some for us. We went to his garden, or his farm anyways, and it was the most amazing one I ever had, so I really wanted to try to recreate that because it was so good. So this is my attempt at doing that. And then I'm going to feed it to the whole family, so I hope they like it because they've been eating this forever. I've been eating this for a very short couple of years. So wish me luck.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. So for the boil, we have calamansi leaves, ginger, garlic, more onions, toasted black peppercorns, bay leaves, 1 lemon, and then I have some pork bouillon cubes. I'm using whatever they have in the kitchen because we're kind of on home lockdown. We haven't left the house in about 3 weeks. So we're just getting groceries delivered, and the stores are running out of a lot of things. So a lot of stuff we try to order they don't have. So I'm kind of making do with what we have in the house. I hope it comes out good.
It'll be great.
Okay, let's start the boil. Okay, so we're going to start our braising liquid while the meat's marinating, so we can kind of let the flavors melt a little bit. So I have hot water with a couple splashes of vinegar in there. So that's simmering right now. And then we're going to add our pork bouillon cubes first, just so we can get those all dissolved. And then we're going to put in the rest of our ingredients and let them cook while the meat's marinating. So I'm just going to dissolve this, and I'll add everything else. So I dissolved our bouillon cubes, so we have our pork broth and peppercorns, naba ginger, some crushed garlic cloves, a couple bay leaves. These bay leaves look kind of old, so I'm going to add a couple extra. Our just quartered red onions. One whole lemon. I'm not even going to squeeze the juice out of it. Then just a little bunch of calamansi leaves. Then we're going to let that simmer for a little bit while our meat's marinating, and then we'll transfer our marinated meat to the pot and let it cook for 4 hours, maybe. I don't know yet. That's it. So our sabaw is done, our braising liquid. The pork's been marinating for a few hours now. I just took it out of the liquid it was soaking in to drain off a little bit of the excess so it doesn't get too salty. And we're just going to put them in, and then they're going to cook forever. That nice dark color means our meat is nice and saturated with our liquid. Binaco. And we're just going to put them all in and let it cook for a few hours. I don't know how long it's going to be, so I'm just going to check them after a few hours and we'll see what happens. I hope it tastes as good as it looks. I'll just add a little bit more water because I want to completely submerge them. And now the fun part. Let them cook forever. Forever. And then once they're done in here, I'll take them out, drain the excess liquid, and then I'll put them in the freezer and let them dry out overnight before we fry them tomorrow. See that? So we finished the pata last night. I think it took it out around midnight. And then I threw it in the freezer. because the meat was falling off the bone. So I put it in the freezer just to make sure it doesn't completely disintegrate when I deep fry it. So we have our hot oil, gonna fry once to get it a little crispy, take it out, turn up the temp on the oil, and then we're gonna fry again, so extra crispy papa.
Double fried.
Double fried.
Is this straight from the freezer?
This is straight from the freezer.
Okay.
And I started going already, so this is the first one fry batch, and then I'll throw them back in and cook them again. Then I also made some dipping sauce, because this is the way. It's vinegar, soy sauce, a little bit of water, brown sugar, labuyo, garlic, and red onion. So to be sweet, garlicky, and spicy. And that's it. So we're gonna fry these twice, and then that's gonna be lunch. It's kind of hard working with these little small ones because they're not like solid pieces. They're kind of stringy, so it's falling apart on me already. Future reference, get the big ones next time. I think this is all that was available to us. I don't know how this is gonna work. We'll see. It's getting crispy, getting crispy. We're putting in the second fry to make them extra crispy at a hotter oil temperature. So I took the braising liquid from the pork, because I had a lot of it. I wanted something you could put on the rice when we serve the pork. So we got some cabbage, some potatoes, and then just cooked them down to a little soup with pork broth. So it's super rich, super flavorful, and it'll be something really good to put on the rice. Something to serve with ulam. Crispy, crackly skin. Ooh, look at that piece. Oh.
Ooh, that's a big knuckle.
That's a big knuckle. Not to be confused with moose knuckle. Okay.
Oh my god!
I have this cover so it doesn't explode all over us. Super fun. Very smart. Smart like tractor. We're almost there.
Let's see if it's soft. Oh my gosh. You did a good job. Approved. I approve of this message.
Crispy.
That was so good. You did such a good job. The skin was crispy, the meat was soft and tender. The flavors were all there. The sauce was great with the pata. It was slightly sweet, a little bit savory, and it had a little bit of spice in it. We definitely recommend this recipe. It's like a culmination of many different recipes from all the crispy patas we've tried before. And we recommend getting a bigger one. Like instead of chopped up pieces, get like the whole pata.
Yeah, a whole pork knuckle would be big. Would be really good with more skin on it. We worked with what we had.
Yeah.
What should I try next?
Do you have any dishes that you want him to try and recreate, or we can just eat them? We can try to cook them. Anything you like, please let us know in the comments below and we will include it on next week's video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Thanks for watching. Bye!
Mabuhay! Okay, see you.
Okay, see you. Bye.